Sanmonani, Usiposihle lo, and I'm back with another video. So today I wanna have a little chat with my South African youth, black, white, you know, cause at the end of the day, it's only the few white people, you know, who has majority of these things. Some of the white people are suffering. So some of the Indian people are having the same struggle. Some of the colored people are having the same struggle. So I say we are the ones who can change our community, change the way we live, change our role models. We need to change who we look up to. Let me give you a little story, of my life, of where I came from as Usiposihle. I grew up in a family of two of mother and father and a brother and three elder brothers. Then it's me. It should see four. Then we also had cousins, who sometimes stayed with us, but before, when we were a little bit younger, they used to stay with us. They are my uncle's kids, so we used to stay with them from time to time. So we stayed in a two-room shack. Sometimes we would be like 8, 10, because my uncle, rest in peace, passed away. Then, because us as black people, we need to look out for each other. So that's what my mother did. He played a mother role, like my other aunts played a role as a mother to my cousins. So even to us, so we were like, so they told me that I was I was born in another hospital in another place in Soweto. Then we moved to another place where I grew up. So then when we grew up, it was my father and my mother and everybody. So we stayed at my father's family house. So as we stayed at my father's family house, there were my aunts from my father's side. They were my aunts, my uncles. So yeah, we grew up together. So as we grew up together, I had friends, different friends as I grew up. So I some of my brothers, didn't have a father figure. So it would be a father figure would be my father and my other uncles. But from time to time, they had their problems. So that in that side it didn't go well as a father figure because of the clashes between the family. So let's move on to that. So in our family, my father is the quiet, is always quiet, playing game in his phone or just chilling or just watching something, just relax or reading a Bible. He's that kind of person. So as I grew up, I have different type of friends. I had most of my life. I had friends who came in a different homes. Most of them, they were in a single parents homestead, and they were doing very bad things. Started like government truck first. Government truck. We would ride at the back of the trucks. Just playing. Then it escalated to train surfing. When it got that dangerous, I saw people dying. I was like, nah, this is not for me. But they continued. And we were like in grade 4, 5, 6. Then it was famous in grade 7, 8. That's where it became famous, where I was starting to in grade 7. Somewhere in 8. That's where it was famous, that train surfing. But it was famous even way back then. So it's just that we were too young. But my friends knew about these things. They would go at Mayfair to ask for food, with the trains. As kids, I would say, nah. My father works in Johannesburg. I don't wanna be in those kind of place. If my father find me there, he would kill me. So I always had that hesitation every day of my life. Nah. And my father, okay, my father used to punish me so much. I think I was the one who I didn't listen so much. If it wasn't for him, I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know if it was only my mother raising us. I don't know. I don't know. It would be hard for her working, and it's only boys. Raising 4 boys of your own, and then uh, 2 boys, then one girl, meaning 7 kids. That's almost impossible for a mother alone. So thanks to my father, because of he would direct his action to a specific person. My mother would be just yelling at the whole company. Why do this? Why do you do that? Why do you do? You guys, just yelling at everybody. But my father would target the certain person. If you've done a certain thing, like he would target you like an eagle. He targets a specific person. If you've done something and he knows that you're wrong, he targets you and he punish you. And Tara, he used to smack me. And I'm grateful that he used to do that. Because if it wasn't for him, I think one day I would have fall off. Because as I grow up, I became friends with other people. And like in my first in my in grade 4, I had a friend who died, RIP. Then in in grade in grade 7, then when we went to grade 8, I had a friend. So his father told me to take care of him because of he's just all over the place. He's just all over the place. So he said, "You look like a good boy. Why don't you tell your friend to be like you?" I'm so like, no, he is my friend. So I didn't take it that much because I was young, like grade 7, you know. So I would respect when I come to his home. That's how my father raised me. I would respect when I was at his home. I would, you know, when I was his friend, his father started to see his change. He was starting to be clean because he was that my friend. He was type of friend like who'd let him had let himself be clumsy all the time. So as we were becoming friends, so we were starting to be. So he was the type of person who smoked glue, and also those things would make him clumsy. He's not a clumsy person, but he smoked glue at the early age. So he forgets. He would won't feel the boogers in his nose. Like, dog, remove the thing, and he smokes. After time, when he stayed with where where in my streets where we were friends. Then he became good. We're fine, just playing every day, just just containing ourselves from bad things because he liked those things like going to the trains. So he moved to another place and stayed at Snake Park. Oh, I didn't ever see him when he went to Snake Park. Then I saw him at school. I was like, what happened, dog? I never saw you in December holidays. He was like, I was at Snake Park and all that. All right. Months later, the mob justice. Then he was unalived. R.I.P. to my friend. So, other friends that I grew up with when I was in grade 9, 10, 11, I had a friend in grade 9. I don't know where he's at now. That person, he would come with a knife at school every day. If anybody would do anything, he would stab them. That guy did something at school. Everybody would remember. We was in grade 9, so there was this girl who came to him to disrespect him. So this guy took her. This guy, when I heard his story, they say he was a cheese boy until his father died. After his father died, he started to want to hustle for himself. His mother used to tell him that, no, boy, your father left us things, so you don't need to be doing all of these things you're trying to do. Then he's a good boy when he's at home, but when he's outside, he's an animal. So when he used to tell us stories that he stabbed who in the eye, he stabbed who in the head, we used to say, you speaking horror movies, bro. That's a lie, bro. Then one day something happened at school. A girl disrespected him. Then he said, you are a girl, man. Then the girl called all of his brothers. They were like 8. Then he took off the knife. Then started to sweat them. When they came, he made, he take the brick. Then he put the brick on another person. Then the other person was running. Most of people were dispersing. Then he ran for his target. He stabbed his target 4 times at the back. His target went down, took another stone and smacked another person at the head. Everybody watched like it's a action movie. I don't wanna lie. That person knows how to use a knife and a brick. And he was my friend. When he used to tell me these stories, because when we were together here, he was sweetest. He loves his girlfriend. He always talk about his girlfriend. He loves his girlfriend every day, and he's great in soccer. He's playing for Swallows in Dobsonville. So he stayed at Snake Park. So all I'm getting to is the absence of the father can change the dynamic of the family. So let me get deeper into the stories of how I grew up. Then as I grew a bit older in grade 10, so yeah, it was in grade 10, I had friends. It was during Iskatsab Kotane, so I had friends. Yo, who would who, housebreaking, everybody was doing it. Like everybody in my age. I was the only one not doing it. Everybody. When I'm saying everybody, that's why the security is so tight in those places now. Because of everyone. Dog, I went to BCH was in Nabucco. If you look, they have so many laptops, they have so many jewelry, they have so many sneakers they got from the white people's house. Yeah. And you would wish like going there now so that you can flex. But my father is there. He's gonna target me like an eagle. I don't want that eagle thing to me. So most of my friends now are in jail. Some are dead, and others are mentally disturbed. All of them, except except the recent friends that I have. Like everyone that I grew up with, everyone. I mean everyone. Others they are hooked on drugs. Others would tell me like, yo, bro, I can't survive no more. I had this guy, my friend. I saw him. He was in the streets, so people called ambulance on him because of where where he stays. It's informal settlement, so he had to came on the main road. So he came on the main road. He told me he was crying. He told me, bro, I don't wanna die, but I feel like I'm losing my life. I don't know how to change because this thing has changed my life, dog. I don't know what to do anymore. So I don't know. I wish I could help him before he dies, because in the same streets, the family of the mother have the family of three brothers, four brothers, because it's yeah, it's four brothers, all like my mother. So I feel the pain for her because she's like my mother. If my mother was raising us alone, we would be like those boys. There's a slightly chance we would be like those boys if there wasn't my father in the house. If it wasn't for my father in the house. So um he got four boys. She got four boys, that man. Two died in the period of 1 year because of drugs. This nyaupe is killing our boys here in the stomach. All of them. They die. All of them. All of them. All of them. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know who to blame, what to go at, because of if we go at the people who are selling these drugs, they see we are xenophobic. If we wanna cut the root supply, they say we are xenophobic. Because of if these the problem is we can't control a a, 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 a family losing a father. We can't control that. We can't control that. But we can make our streets safer, removing these supplies. So if you sell it at a higher price. Because of if we catch you, you should face your dance. You should face your dance because of look, if now there's nothing being done about this, like the punishment is too low like this. It's easy money. It's easy money. Everybody can do it. It's easy money. Everybody is selling crystal kasi man. Crystal is sold here, it's sold there, it's sold in Mazulwini, it's sold in Gumagupi. It's easy to find. If you can come at my hood at 1 p.m. The ants are outside, dog. Everybody's outside. You're surprised. It's 1 a.m. It's 1 in the morning. What everybody doing? They're going to buy crystal, but they can't sleep. They just walking shama fleet. And if you're not known, you might be in big trouble. So lucky me, I can walk in my neighborhood. I can walk whenever. Nobody can do anything to me except somebody that's not from my hood. That's the nice thing. Except you are not from my hood. If you are not from my hood, then it's you can mark me. You can do anything. Yeah. Because of if you're from my hood, we're gonna collect it, and we're gonna collect it not nicely. We're gonna collect it. I'm not promoting you to go collect it yourself, but I collect it for myself. Because he did it himself, so I'm doing it myself. So most of the time, so if you can ask cops to do it for you, it's okay. But most of the time, we just do it for ourselves in the hood. That's how it does, because the cops won't do anything. So we mostly like to do it for ourselves. If I know you and I know that you took my thing, I'm gonna come with 10 goons, 15 goons in your family, and you're gonna give me the phone. And they always give out the phone. Sometimes they go get a little massage. That's how it goes in the hood. You get a little massage, then you become okay, then we move on. That's why most of these guys who smoke crystal, they have scars, they're broken, the teeth are broken because of they are beaten time to time. In my hood, I don't know where you stay, but in my hood. So that's where I go. The father in the society, the father. We need those. We need not just the father for the family, but the father for the community. The father that comes if there's a kid in the family that doesn't listen. There are people, men who take these kids. Like, we need to have like the thing of taking boys' kids so that we cannot feel alone in the family like father thing, but you feel like we are growing as men, not in your family to your father. You can listen to your rules at your family, at your house, but when you're outside, you know the rules of the community. We need those people who will install respect, morals into the community. That's the father of the community, not the father of the, not you. In the father thing, we don't just have to look in the surface. That's why the thing of Intabian was created. Some otherwise, there are some type of way there where they make you feel like there's a certain status of manhood instead of taking it only from your house. You understand me? Not only your father can give you important things like discipline, like, but your coach, you see your coach, the one who teaches you soccer, that's your father. He teaches you respect. He teaches you discipline to come every day to gym and come early. That's your father. That's the father I'm talking about. If you don't understand, we need fathers. We need things that connect the boys together so they can teach manners. Because of if the boys start to be around, the boys start to be outside. That's the problem. So, dear South African youth, let's not run away from our responsibility as people. And another thing, only I see things I see on TikTok. I don't know if it is the algorithm, even on YouTube. I don't know if it is the algorithm. It's only my piano and the dance. I don't know if it's the algorithm. I'm trying to see different things. I, I, I'm trying. I'm trying to find out what's happening. But sometimes I find these stories of, that's the only thing I see, like these stories of Sangoma and talking about this and the pastors. That's the only thing we glorify, the underworld. So why are we so obsessed with these things? Why we are not obsessed about growing our infrastructure? So obsessed about engineering in our, like, basic engineering that's done in a house. You buy the things, there's team, there's what you teach the kids from a younger age instead of being like watching TV all day, the cartoons. watch something. Mina, in my house here, there's a book. I have books. You read a book, you get 100 rand. You read a book, you come and explain the characters. Who are the characters? What's happening? What's the climax of everything? You get the 100 rand cash. Here's the 100 rand. Those are the games. That's the reward of things you should be taking at the younger age. I find out it from my father. I would say to my father, my son, your grandson, that boy doesn't listen, but he's so smart. He does his own thing. He's like he knows what he's doing. He doesn't want to listen. My father laughed, and he also told the mother of my child that, yeah, that's him. He never listens. It's like he knows. It's like he's been here. He knows that, nah, I'm doing this like this. If I'm not doing like this, it's gonna be war. And I'm gonna cry for hours. I'm gonna wanna do like this. I would find my son so obsessed with a small thing. He cries when you try to help her. He cries more and trying to slap you. Because he don't help me. But he's crying, trying. Even, do you see the bag that has clips here? I see my son trying to clip it when he was young, like 1.5, when we were starting to walk. He would cry trying to clip it, and said, hey, then he loves it right on right on the couch, then jumps down. I run on the couch and he jumps down. When I told my father, I was like, yeah, that's you. You, you. He's that just his own way. My son was talking English like he normally in the house we talk Zulu. We also talk English because of every day they watching they learning words, they learning so we upgrading every time. So as they learn words, they learn things, they start to know these are cheeks, this is my mouth, they know it's there too. Now he's 3 and he's trying to project sentences, you know. The younger one is 3. He's trying to project sentences. So I'm trying to build that home. Not a home where we're fighting poverty, where a son is just free, ready to express. I'm not gonna be like my father because I've pushed the distraction. I'm not in the hood. Nah, I'm not there. I'm still in the hood, but in a different side of the hood, where you find kids that are more creative, more, his competition won't be like who steals best. His competition who does this best, because in this place, some kids are doing certain things. So the competition of their eye will who reads best, who when they playing, they talk all out. I'm surprised. I would be surprised. I'm talking English. Then when I look at him, he become shy. Then come to me, then talk Zulu. But when he's with his friends or most of it's girls and boys, in fact, because of most they are with my daughter. So yeah, I think we need to build. If you're not ready to have a child, I understand. I understand. But if you want to have a child, create a home. If you are co-parenting, make sure mother and father, please, asihlaleni phansi, lo mntwana man, asikhulumeni ngaye, asimenzeni ukuthi abe superstar, afile like umama wami uyangithanda, baba wami uyangithanda, baba wami angangiphanishe, ngiyamazi iyahlupha time, azi ukuthi kunama-boundaries, but abe free to innovate, to express. So le ntwana le izoba i-engineer, so we can find our own engineer, find our own things. That's the best we could do. Let's raise these kids well. This is a message for you. This is a message for all of us South Africans. Thank you.